Alright, we should be good now. Welcome. Today, I found two programs a little while ago. My last map video, hey, too many bears. My last map video was by the same company. It was Dungeondraft, and they do like cool cartography map type stuff. But this is Dungeondraft, done by the same people, and they make a dungeon like battle map, more focused map making thing. So I was gonna start from the very beginning. I had some ideas about what I wanted to do for randomness in this. It might not work. It might be awful. We're just gonna go, I think. So I've got some of this stuff here. Yeah, I thought I was set up, and then and we're back. So I've got a couple different things here. Descriptor cards, and encounter cards and monster cards. So we're gonna try and make a random dungeon using some cards and this map making tool. I don't think I'll be statting anything out, you know, to keep it neutral. But do you have a theme in mind? No, I'm gonna randomize this theme too. We'll see what happens, and then this is gonna be like a random idea kind of day. Do you have a theme in mind? Maybe we do your theme. Yeah, definitely high magic, I think. The cards I have kind of, because they're tooled to 5th edition, kind of have us in that high fantasy weird world would be. I've got 3 kind of settings in front of me. This is so 4 kind of biomes is what I have in front of me. Just the different cards. Because we're gonna start a new map. Because I also wanted to show people the program as well. So yeah, this is Dungeondraft. We got some cards in front of us. We got a blank map. I'm just gonna do 50 to 50 tiles. You can play with the width and length of it. You can start with a map wizard. I'll just quickly show you what that is. And basically it kind of gives you some opening parameters. You can, figure out kind of what kind of floor tile you want. I think this is a good example. I haven't randomly generated one with this, but that would be weird. Because this is like a random generator beginning thing. And I was thinking about starting with this, but I didn't quite like how it made everything. Because you can turn up the complexity or down the complexity, and density and not density. So I can put density there. I can put... Oh, and boundary. How far any one tile, like one filled in square will be from the border. So we'll put some cobble walls, I guess. And you can hit generate. And this is the random generator map wizard that you can do. You get a nice tiled floor. You can zoom out and see your 50 by 50 map. It randomly generates you a random map, and you can fill it and do whatever. But I find things like this, yeah, and I'm sure there's plenty of programs too. Donjon. I can't think of. I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah, Dave's Mapper is a cool website, and it kind of has all these templates, and you can mix them all, and it kind of randomly generates one, and all of the doors kind of fit together. And I've used Dave's Mapper in the past, so maybe I should do a video on that. kind of just figure that out, because they have theme and whatnot, and you can pick the themes and the artists, and they all kind of fit together. Yeah, this is a little more interactable. It is really busy. Yeah. I think that's like nice for maybe a nice room or a ballroom floor kind of thing. I was wondering if that would just be a theme that they would put there, but it is like all of the floor, and that's not great. Yeah, you can just keep generating random maps. You can kind of pick your tile set, and oh, I said I was done. So this is the map it gave me. The problem I have with randomly, the part I don't like about this is that there is seldom cohesion, or like I like dungeons that are a thing before, have purpose, like not just a series of rooms. It's not just a fun house. This isn't Undermountain, unless it is Undermountain. But I like going through a place and you kind of understand its purpose before it was a dungeon, or maybe it still has purpose. And when you generate things like this, it's hard to kind of think of what this might be. It's good for maybe sewer systems or something, but that's why I don't want to do that. We're gonna just start a new map. We're not gonna save. We're going to new map, discard this. Okay. And if I was a new GM, I might want to just have that. It's great for just having a bunch of rooms that all tie together. If you're not too worried about it, you can put where your boss is. You can put some rooms, make some encounters, make some traps, blah. So the way I wanted to start this map, though, I want to go down in this corner. So there's some tools that you can use in here, and the tools we can use that I want to start with using is cave brush. So you can use the cave brush, and it draws a line like that. And it's really weird. It's kind of choppy, but so you can kind of do that. You can make your brush bigger and then clear out the rest of this. So this is gonna give us a cave wall. So I didn't quite have a full theme ready, but I think I wanted. This is me just kind of ideaing as we go. I wanted a cave side hideout, maybe? Hey, Charlie. Yeah, I want a cave side hideout, or at least a cave side entrance to whatever dungeon we're gonna do. There's a wall tool brush. We can select our walls, concrete, stone. I think the stone becomes more apparent because there's more bits in it. You can have it snap to I'm just doing the wall tool. I see. You want the floor tool, which is very similar to the wall tool, except you can make squares and it'll actually put in a thing. So I want undo that. So now that we're in the floor tool. Oh, hey, how's it going, Cam? I see. Charlie Alpha Mike. No worries. Thanks for stopping by. We're making a random map today. So you can use the floor tool to kind of select an area here. And then we've got our little cave entrance, little cutout to begin with. I think I'm gonna put a door there with the door tool. I'm gonna put a door right here. So now we have a door to our entrance. And this is where I think we're gonna start doing random stuff. This software is sick, but not the bad kind, the good kind. It is Dungeondraft. So yeah, I'm thinking we have some sort of entrance hall, but what I was going to do for randomness, so I think I was going to use a D8 to kind of figure out the dimensions of each room. So X and Y axis. And then we're going to fill it with something, and we're going to see what that's like. I'm kind of making it up as I go along as well, so... Oh. So 1 by 2. So we got a little... Oh. Ooh. Floor shape. Little 1 by 2 airlock entrance room. Interesting. Oh, it needs to have a wall. You can only put walls in... or doors and walls. Another door here, and you can see the selection of different doors that are available. You have like big iron doors, but the doors on the map are sometimes hard to distinguish. So I like using these kind of doors. Something a little different color, something different thing. I am streaming again. Yeah, I'm trying to play around with Dungeondraft this time. Let's see. So the next room. So maybe if we want rooms, maybe we start with a number and add. Yeah, I think that's the way we're gonna go. So it'll be a D6 plus 2. Yeah, D6 plus 8. Why not? Sorry, plus 2. A D8 plus 2. D8 plus 2. For room size. We'll see how that goes. Because if we keep making 1 by 2 rooms, this is going to be a very long, boring dungeon. So 7 by 6. So 7 by 8. So now we want back to the room tile. So we want our 7 by 8. Oh, there we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I only a couple months learned the difference between maze and labyrinth, and it's interesting. Oh shoot! Because I guess we have that there. That's fine. We'll leave it. And then I was thinking also randomly determining how many exits out of each room, and we can kind of start doing that, but near the end kind of try to tie everything together. So I'm rolling a d4 right now. It's one exit, and I think we determine that with a d6. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Always clockwise, always starting at 9 o'clock usually. 1, 2. Ooh. The only exit is this way. I guess we got a D8. Fully random. Oh. So at the 7 is where we'll start our new hallway. We can even like... Labyrinth and maze. Maze has many dead ends. It's meant to waste your time that way. A labyrinth has no dead ends. It is meant to put you in and confuse you, but there's no... You're just meant to keep going. So there's still an in and out from a labyrinth, but the labyrinth doesn't really have failed states. And I never knew that there was this distinction. I thought they were just synonymous. Okay, so next room. We're gonna make it 10 by 10. Oh, big room. Ten by 10. Great. Yeah. Wait for King to for King Minos to get rid of it because the Minotaur was born of his wife. Yeah. So I mean, what better way to get rid of it than putting it in a labyrinth to get lost forever? Because in the labyrinth, though there is a way, there was a way in and out. You could still get lost in it forever. Like you won't ever hit a dead end, but you can constantly go in circles forever. So, yeah, I mean, that would mess with you too if you figured out a shape or a part of the labyrinth and it just changes. That would be frustrating. Oh, and also kind of terrifying to be afraid of dead ends, but then never find one. You know, just constantly running from the Minotaur. I guess the Minotaur is its own dead end. All right. So I'm going to say we have at least one, so we'll do a d4 plus 1 exit from this. So at least 2, I guess then. So d4 plus 1 exits, 2 exits. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I did that wrong. Shit. 1. So we're gonna put 1 here. And 2. 1, 2, 3. 1 over this way. I'm kind of just... It was roughly here, roughly here, roughly here, roughly here. And I don't know what it's going to be until I put it down, so... but now that we've got a couple rooms, I got this little airlock type thing. I like that. Do we want to figure out what kind of place this is going to be? Are there going to be creatures outside? So the four biomes I have here are Wilderlands, Waterways, Dungeon, and Underground. So maybe we do like a random pull for Wilderlands here, as like a maybe not here, but like outside the dungeon encounter. Perhaps we'll definitely do one in each of the bigger rooms. But do we want a biome that is underground or dungeony, or is this eventually going to lead to a waterway? Do we want to roll on that? I want to roll on that, but if you have a preference. Underground? Cool. So, something I will undo immediately, but I want to show you, because you want it to be underground, you have this lovely cave tool that we used to make the hill wall thing. We can actually make something like this, and it kind of just destroys that. I think I want to undo that then, and maybe this exit from this room is actually something burrowing. Yeah, I like that. Uh-oh. That's, yeah. Internet problems can be detrimental at times. Thank you for dropping in regardless. Yeah, exactly. Like maybe just... Yeah, in a room where maybe a big fight once took place. You could... Hey, here, I got an idea. We'll see how well this works. Oh, can I erase? I had an idea, but I think it's gone. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that it will do what I want, but I'll try it because I want it to. Yeah, it won't undo that. Can I erase somehow the floor? Basically, I wanted to make like a pillar thing and then do the cave thing to it, but I don't think that'll work. Yeah, I was gonna try and make like 4 kind of pillory type things and then destroy them with the cave thing, like hit pillar kind of look. That's what I was trying to go for anyway. I'll spend a couple more seconds trying to figure it out. Oh, terrain brush. Oh no, that's for the outside, I think. Snow. Highlight those. Probably with wall tools. Oh, that's not what I want. Like I can easily just Control Z most of this. Yeah. Cool. Here. We know it's a 10 by 10 room. Let's do some stuff. This is how we do it. So I know it's got to be 10. Oh, I messed up. 10 that way at least. Then 10 this. Oh, 10 this way. And 10 this way. 10 this way. So we want our 4 pillars here. So another on each side. Yeah, here we go. And then yeah, so they crush away some of these pillars. That looks cool. I like it. There. What are you downloading? I'll use this. This tool, I think I said it was right here. That's an exit, and then an actual Actual exit up top, wasn't it? Yeah. So, we've decided it's underground. We've got some stuff ready already. I want to do some Wilderlands monsters for outside. And then what monsters are in each room, we can kind of go through and flavor it with some terrain and some other things. Ah, fair enough, yeah. Updates constantly. So, shuffle these up and then what do we got? Bugbears. So outside, I did a draw for outside, so because they're outside, it said Bugbear Camp. So what we can do, I drew from the Wilderlands thing, the deck of cards that we have, and it said Bugbear Camp. So now I'm going to go to the object tool. Object tool in. Does it have a other title? I'm sure it does. No, it's just object tool, object tool. Oh yeah, there's a scatter mode to kind of. I'll show you what scatter mode does. We'll take a map because there's maps everywhere. You can just hold down, click, kind of like in Wonderdraft, where you can take a tool and kind of just it constantly drops the object that you have, like trees or whatnot. It's good for making forests, but not as good as the tree clumps. Though I've been really liking those. But so we're gonna use the object tool to make a little bugbear camp outside. Hut, or maybe I know there's like orc camp stuff at the bottom. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they can't get in. Maybe that's a lock trap, or maybe they can't get through the second door kind of thing. I think they're trying to crack in, and I don't think this is a bugbear thing, because we're gonna start moving into the underground monsters, and who I think have burrowed into our dungeon. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like. Or I don't hate that. I don't like that. I love that. Yeah. Here we go. So got some rubble and our rubble tool. I like that idea. Cool. So we've got a bunch of rocks being mined away. Maybe you can just see if you get to the top of the rocks. You can see like a door. Maybe they're close. And we got all these these bodies. I think we're gonna put some indications that that door is trapped, but then also. Shrink that guy down. I don't like how big he is. I can shrink it, right? Why are they so different in size? What is happening? Alright, I don't know what's going on with how big these things are, but they are running away the rubble from the entrance. Yeah, they're The pillars and statues, ruins nearby to hint at the fact that there was a structure here. Yeah. I definitely agree. I just want some bones. Missile. For some reason, weird. All right, what's going on, object tool? Get your shit together. Okay. So reset the object tool. I want some more bones. Get me them bones. There we go. So airlock trap 2. So what's going to be in this first room? Let's... So yeah, the cards I have, I think they're from a couple different companies. There's the Game Master's Toolbox, which I think is a Nord Games. I'm not one for random encounters at the table. I prefer thought out or planned encounters. Yeah, Nord Games. But these are great for dungeon planning, because you can kind of say no to yourself. If you don't like what you see, you don't have to stick to it, and you can kind of plan ahead and make a dungeon like this. And if things don't kind of mesh together, you can say they don't and move on and redo it, do something else. So in this first room, oh, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I didn't even get the camp ready. So while I get the camp ready, do we want some sort of encounter or an event in here? So I think we're going to be using cards from the dungeon and the underground, or maybe like the dungeon encounter deck, but the underground monster deck. Yeah, I like that a little better. Yeah. We figured it out. So things have burrowed in, so the occupants of the dungeon are the underground creatures. But the things you would see here are mostly structured dungeon type things. So I like that. But before we get in there, let me know what you think while I find out the best way to make a camp here. Oh yeah, they definitely have a broken card or something out here. Yeah, we can figure out some trees maybe. Oh, over. Oh, very handy tool. Is the what layer you're using. It kind of presets some layers for you, and you can select objects and move them forward and backward in layers. We kind of want to put these trees on top of everything. So little different trees, little happy little trees all over here. gonna put a ladder in here to get to the top of the thing. They'd been using that, I think. Oh yeah, they got some buckets of weapons. For whatever reason, players aren't armed by the time they get there. Maybe they lost their weapon. They can just grab some simple daggers or a short sword or whatever out of that. Yeah, I thought they had more tent type things. And Dungeondraft doesn't yet have the ability for custom assets, which is something that's a huge boon for Wonderdraft. Oh, here we go. I just thought they had more. I want the scale to be a little bit out. Yeah, these are big creatures after all. Leader gets big tent. Yeah. Now we can figure that out later, but now we'll move on and back into the dungeon. Maybe put ooh, that campfire is a little too big. Ooh, too small. Cool. Something else you can do is down here. You can turn off snap so that you don't have to snap to. It snaps to like corner, middle there, or like full middle, which is good if you need things to be actually placed in your grid. But we don't need that right now. We just need a little campfire. Maybe some stones around the campfire, you know. Great. In theory, one can unpack the PCK and repack it with custom. Oh, interesting. Twice as big fire? Well, how about that? Yeah, I think that's good. And like, maybe that's not there in the daytime, or maybe it's not there in the nighttime if they want to keep their operation on the DL, but or maybe they have it behind some trees that are off screen here, covering the light. So who knows? But now into the dungeon. So I shuffled these already. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, that's interesting, but I am but a humble map maker. No programmer am I. So okay, what's in this room? Slain adventurer. The putrid smell of death leads you to the corpse of an unfortunate humanoid, deformed by rot. So the card has like different things that can happen. So I just read the. Will it focus if it's not my face? It will not. Anyway, there's a top half of the card, and it gives you a little fluff. I do like my fluff. And then I found a lot of them. Okay, like dole out goods or start encounters, and I don't know how much I like that for our purposes. And another reason to not really use them at the table, but they're great for planning to give you ideas, like making our random maps. Give ideas as we go. We can kind of be inspired and continue. These are kind of those things. But at the table, if you have to stick to it, you can end up kind of getting yourself in a spot you didn't want to be in. So, what else does it say? It says the corpse has been here for 1 to 4 weeks and has nothing of value. If the corpse is disturbed, roll on a table. For fun, I'm going to say we roll on the table. Kind of give you an idea of the things that could happen. I rolled a 5 as on a d12. A cloud of noxious fumes belches forth, requiring all living creatures in the vicinity to be poisoned. Con save. I think the cards say if you need a con save or you need any sort of save, it's like based on character level. You know, GM hullabaloo. Just figure out what's something fair for them to roll. Do we want to use that? I think that's fine. A little corpse trap. But also, I want to see if we want to put something from the underground in there. Ooh, this says kobolds. How do you guys feel about kobolds? A small, scaly figure shadow their master with the reverence owed to the most holy of holies. Oh, so the encounter is actually kobolds and a dragon. So, I got an idea. Maybe we just shift that encounter here. Kobolds are like roaches. Yes, but it was kobolds and a dragon. In the description, it mentioned... So, the first thing I read was kobolds. I didn't continue to go on and... yeah, dragon wormling. So, also with these, it says, like, roll a d8 for the encounter. And then you can have a C hard challenge of anywhere from 1 to 2 to 15 plus. So I think rolling to figure out what it is bad. But this, we can roll now and kind of determine the challenge rating of the dungeon, if you want to do that. That's fair, but like the kobolds can have come from inside. Because the kobolds, because the bugbears can't get through, and they don't know what's here, whereas the kobolds and I guess a dragon have come up, dug up from below. This is an underground creature card. So maybe we hold on to this. Maybe kobolds are here. Maybe the dragon's not in the first room, or maybe if you're running this, you can show the dragon in the first room and have it burrow away, and we can use a dragon. Yeah. So a dragon with a burrow speed. So something that they can't find, but maybe something that led the kobolds to this. Yes, kobolds are burrowers. So Kobold Press has a Kobold Press. Yes, the publishing company. Maybe these guys. they can be the Kobold publishers. I don't know that I've seen that one specifically. I mean, I've got the Creature Codex and Tome of Beasts. Shout out to Kobold Press for making those. Ooh, for making those. The Tome of Beasts and Creature Codex are some of the best Some of the best books printed for 5e, and they're not even official, so they're super good books. Yes, they do have a lot of different kobolds, and it was cool to see a bunch of them. In Volo's guide, they did a bunch of kobolds as well. I thought it was cool to get just official kobold expanded content. So I think we're gonna hold on to this. I think they're. Did I miss anything? Yeah. If there's 1, there's 10. I think I forgot to get that. Oh, there we go. That's probably a lot of. Yeah. So I'm gonna roll on this to kind of get an idea of where we want all of the encounters. Like what challenge rating are we making this dungeon for? Because that'll tell us how many kobolds are there. Oh, and kobolds mean traps. 1. Oh. So we're gonna do a CR 3 to 5. It says 8 kobolds and a dragon wormling. Oh, so young dragon. Oh, the dragon's trying to stake this out for their horde. I think this is I think the dragon's first big haul. Yeah. Let's see if I want to do something right quick. Oh no. Never mind. I deleted it. I had a really funny comic where it's a couple kobolds all talking to each other, and they're like, "So are we like dogs or dragons?" Depends on the edition. That's fine. We don't really want tokens for monsters, because ideally you'll be using this in Roll20 or whatever, some online form. You can print this out if you want and use it there, and you'll just have miniatures on the board. But for now, let's just continue. So in here, we figured out we're gonna have kobolds somewhere. Do we want something else here to begin with? Probably some kobolds in this. The corpse. I think we'll have the corpse. And the corpse makes more sense now that kobolds are there. Maybe kobolds put in the corpse. The corpse is a trap. You know? We're gonna make him look real rich, I think. I think there's the body of a rich noble dead in the corner. And he is obviously a kobold trap with the poison gas that we discovered. So little history here. Let's work on the history rather. We don't really know what this place was yet. Maybe we can figure that out as we go, but it obviously had some sort of entrance hall. Perhaps we have a secret door here? Like, do we think this is like maybe an old temple of sorts? It's got double locked. Maybe some sort of false vault was here once. I might just do another one of these. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. So it's verbally and in the video. The idea here was Oh, here. The idea is that just a thought, but the trap could also serve to make the players easier to smell for the blind dragon, and because it's like the poison gas distributed from the corpse. I really like that idea. It's a little more scent-based thing. So characters poisoned in this way, or maybe even like the dragon's breath also. People poisoned by the dragon's breath, and this trap, maybe other traps in the dungeon as well. Even in the darkness that the dragon creates eventually in the dungeon, they will be able to be pinpointed by the dragon. I really like that idea. So you can clear it by using the lesser restoration. I think on the I think this one there's a cure poison spell, right? This is detect poison. So if you've got the cure poison, you can kind of clear it off of you. Lesser restoration is how you get rid of the dragon's one. So I think getting hit with the dragon's breath would be harder to get off. So you need the lesser restoration for that. But I think something lesser for the trap. Older poison gas, whatever. Yeah, this doesn't really give me room ideas. That's what I'm looking for. So I do want to, first of all, put a wall and a door here. Oh, I do want to snap when I'm doing this, though. Making walls, I want to snap usually. Oh, that's the wrong thing. That's the right thing. Oh. Is there a good way to do secret doors? So even though we rolled one on here, oh, you know what? The secret door isn't here. The secret door is going to be here. But there's this cave that was dug into it. So this will be like the... we still don't have a solid what is it yet. So, yeah, secret door here. So this is going to be like the acceptance area. Could be fun. Probably as the DM, I'd imagine the dragon could be harassing players as they get closer and closer to the inner chambers. Yeah. Burrow through the wall and give them a quick attack. Backfill backfill the tunnel as it scurries away for sure. Because it's just a baby. Maybe small characters can squeeze and do a check to follow the dragon, but then they're following it alone. They're squeezing. They're put at a big disadvantage. It's probably trying to lure the smaller characters away with that into its gang of kobolds that will jump. Yeah, I like that. All right, this coming along. Not just we've only done a little bit of the map here, but we got a bit of a story going on, and I like that. So what was this place? I think is a question we need to answer. The card I drew was Slime Cocoon, and that doesn't really answer my question. Is this dungeon? Yeah. think. We gotta consider what kind of room or what kind of place would have like an airlock, double lock to the door. Yeah, could be a place of refuge. I don't hate that. Yeah, this is their Helm's Deep. So this is an old Helm's Deep. See, this is the Helm's Deep that failed because they burrowed up. There was no back out escape route through the caves. There was burrowing in through. So I don't think that this dragon made maybe these initial burrow marks, but these will eventually go into caves, I think. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna use the cave tool. There we go. Just random cave stuff over this side. So we'll eventually get there, I think. Yeah, that might have been it too. You go into your safety thing and they're like, well, we can't get them out, so we might as well just collapse the tunnel. Ah, yeah, that's tragic. We need more skeletons. So yeah, they tried to get out, but were maybe buried. The enemies just buried them in there. Oh, that's rough. Okay, I like it though. But that means we need to go back to the object tool, wherever it is. Here. And we need more skeletons. I don't want to snap on, I want to snap off.